welcome to Pause Talk, yet another episode with a powerful woman who is going to enlighten us on the different kind of pause that she is talking about today. Today, I welcome with all of you, Maria Pontes. Welcome, Maria.
Thank you, Monica.
So, Pause Talk is not about your career pauses alone. Pause Talk is also about your different kinds of pauses in your life. In one of the episodes, we talked about menopause. So that was a different kind of a pause. And today, again, we are going to come out with a very, very different kind of a pause. Pause talk is all about women sharing their voice in any kind of pause that they have experienced, mindset, career, whatever. So today, we are having with us Maria Pontes. She is as you can read it from her board itself, she is a retirement coach. And she was in her corporate for 40 years. And today she is here to explain about different kind of a pause. But first, let us hear from Maria about her own life. Please introduce yourself, Maria.
Thank you, Monica. I'm so excited to be here on this platform with you. And thank you for inviting me. Well, I'm a living proof that corporate life doesn't chew you up and spit you out. I survived 4 decades starting as a steno with 3 different organizations. And finally, I joined NIT Limited in 1982. It was a new startup company at that time, an IT training company. And after 39 years and 3 months, dealing with the delightful dance of office ended a memorable journey as an HR manager. So post that, I decided to embrace and become a coach to explore life beyond endless meetings and spreadsheets.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And guess what? Who said, corporate folks can't have fun? I even managed to put my wisdom on paper as an author in the last year of my retirement. And it was a solo book, Realms of Dreams. I'm also a co-author of 2 books, Destiny by Design. This was when I was learning more about a speaking program. I got a chance and I did that. And I co-authored my own project book called Menopause. So here again, you have a menopause in this program for you, which I will share later. Yes. And today I'm a retirement lifestyle coach.
Wonderful.
So if you need to laugh, some retirement advice, or just someone to vent about your, crazy work at office life, and I'm the go-to girl. I'm retired, so I can't fire.
Yes.
But I can roast you with a smile. And I'm looking forward to making our conversation today a memorable one.
Wonderful. So happy to have you here. So happy. So as we were talking before, I was talking with you before we get on to this interview, you were telling about all of your life. And nothing has come very easy to you. That is what I was able to take it from what you have told. So how did you start? Yeah, how did you start on your professional life? Just please a small thing about you, because that itself is very inspirational, I found.
Yeah, Monica, I remember, and I will never forget this period in my life. I was in class 9, I was 14, and I'd gone to visit my grandmother, and all of a sudden that night, we were in Bandra, my grandmother in Chani Road, and got to know that my father passed away of a heart attack. Absolutely no sign of being unwell. And that's where, we lost out on everything. We're a sibling of 5 brothers, sisters, and my mom was not educated. My father was a motor mechanic, again, not educated. And that really shattered our dreams, mentally, emotionally, financially, everything. The following year, I completed my class 10th and I was 15 and I went to my mom and I said, no, mom, very excited. I finished my 10th standard. I passed. These are my marks and I want to do graduation. So she said, very sorry, darling, I cannot afford to send you to college. Start working and give something to the family to support.
Hmm.
So there again, my dreams were shattered. I felt very sad, but I knew my mom from the pain, from the way she said it. And I said, okay, Ma. So the first thing I started was to give tuition to 2-3 students in a family. So my professional life actually started, and I started work at age 15, started
Wow.
giving tuitions.
Super.
I was able to utilize that money to study for my secretarial course. Those days, becoming a secretary was like big thing.
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
did that,
absolutely.
and I completed the secretarial course whilst giving tuition, and I found a job. Thank God, I was so excited because I could give my mom some more money. And I worked for 2-3 small companies, and then I came upon this company called NIIT in 1982, and that's where I started working for the director, who's now the chairman and managing director today.
Wow.
So I started there as a steno, became a secretary, and during that time, there was during that time, yes, there was a secretarial HR group that was formed, but I was their first person. They would come to me to handle all confidential matters. So I learned. HR also became part of my learning and support, and I enjoyed it. In 2001, my secretarial role got redundant because IT was at its peaks and we were an IT training company. So my role got redundant, and I was like, my God, now what? But coincidentally and fortunately, they saw how I had helped them in all the HR work. I knew the in and out. It's just that I needed to be formally handling it. So they gave me a recruitment to handle. I was very first as a support, and then I was handling the whole department on my own. So slowly and gradually, my colleague quit after 5 years. And they said, Maria, why don't you take over? I said, me? In fact, another manager said, will you be able to handle? And I said, yeah. Because no, at that time I was almost 40 of age. He said, no, but we have all young people in our centers. I just kept quiet. I didn't know what to say. So then he said, okay. I said, okay, let me do it. I tried, and I said, and then in my mind, I realized I had a teenage daughter also.
Yeah.
So I said, never mind, let me do it. And that surprised him. So I kind of got into action. I was handholded. I was trained also. And my journey as a people engagement manager began, not just Mumbai. They gave me Maharashtra, Gujarat. Then they gave me Hyderabad. Then they took over Hyderabad. They gave me Guwahati and Kolkata. Till I retired, I was handling.
Wow.
And let me tell you, Monica, it wasn't easy.
Yes.
In all this, I got married. My daughter was born. She was age 3. She started going to kindergarten, and I started pursuing my graduation.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, at age 30, I started studying again with a long gap, but I was handling my job, my daughter, studies, and a couple of years later, even a troubled marriage.
Yeah. Hats off to you. Hats off to you.
I survived all that. And whenever I was recruiting people and people were not, undergraduates, I would tell them, why don't you study? I would go a little more deeper, spend 2 minutes time in the of the interview and tell them why it's important to study.
Right.
So
Yes, absolutely.
my, experience, I was able to inspire others.
Yeah.
And with all that, years later, I was doing a project with one of my manager. And I realized that there was something missing in me. And so why not do little more studies? And I decided to do PG in HR. So another 2 years, I decided first, after I finished my graduation, Monica, I said, I will never learn. I will never study again because it was too much. But
Yes.
here, after some more years, I decided to study and
Yes.
do PG. I was very interested in the studies in HR because I was handling. But to
Yes.
my surprise, I enjoyed because I was learning and implementing, and
Same
so I
time. Yeah.
enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Amazing.
so I really had good time professionally. The organization, my colleagues at my office were amazing.
Hmm.
And, we were like a family again. We had difficulties in learning new things. IT came in, Word came in, Excel came in. I would catch some of the trainers. I say, show me how to do this, show me how to do that. So I also did a small training program at an IT. So
Hmm.
learning never stopped, I realized.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
I was
Amazing. Amazing.
like, absolutely. And I was like, I didn't realize that I was doing so much in my life that, you know, uh, people came to me
Hmm.
for all their little problems.
Hmm.
And I later on I realized that I was very approachable to them. But yes, when it came to getting tasks done and all, it was important for me. When you
Hmm.
can't mess around with work, but yet if you have a genuine concern in the organization and you needed support from the organization, yes,
Yes.
I
Yes.
was there to help. So my professional life was ups and downs. And of
Yes.
course, when I was going through a rough weather in my marriage, my organization did support me wherever they could in
Yes.
terms of, giving that time for me on a personal
Hmm.
level.
Correct.
And they actually ensured that I do well personally and professionally. I think that's
Amazing.
where I loved my job.
So beautiful, so beautiful. I can say, Maria, this is a learning for so many youngsters actually,
Yes.
that they cannot be dependent, like even from those strata people who feel that they don't have that kind of monetary help or
Yeah.
something. But look at you, how with your own resources. So it is not, I always tell people, it is not about having resources, it is about being
Being
resourceful
resourceful.
yourself. It is so important because it is the inner resources which are going to really help us go forward. It is not about the outer resources. If you have that passion, passion is your own resource. If you have
Yeah.
that commitment, that is your resource. If you have these resources, these are the resources which are going to help you go forward in life, to learn and more learning and more learning. And learning never should stop, actually. It should never
Yeah.
stop. Even if you're not taking a degree, at least take life lessons. No, life is always a
Yes.
good teacher and it is ready to give you lessons. So be ready to take lessons from the life and also from people like you who are so experienced, and we can take so many lessons from the stories from every woman, every human. Actually, we have so many people around there who can really give us so much of learning. So now that you have so beautifully explained about your own journey, a professional journey, but you finished your professional career, but that was not a full stop for you. Yeah. You took a small pause and then you relaunched yourself. So, how is your pause different from a woman who starts when you have completed? Like, there are so many women who would just want to start at this time because for them, children are settled, they're done with everything, and now they want to relaunch at the time that you have just finished your career, and that is how it is. But what is the pause difference? How is this different from this?
Um, Monica, actually, if I recall, it started in 2016. I had the habit of writing New Year resolutions every year. Of
Okay.
course, some I would forget after some days, and some I would actually focus on.
Hmm.
And that's the time I became aware that I had 5 years left for my retirement. I
Mm-hmm.
had completed 35 years in this company. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like a little shaken. Life has moved so fast for me, I felt.
Hmm.
And that's the time I went and said, now what? I met my HR head and my coach. And I said, Arjun, I have 5 years left. What do I do?
Hmm.
And he so beautifully, man, a few words said, he asked me two questions. What is your net worth? I'm like, huh? Net worth? In terms of finance and funds for my retirement. So I said, in my mind, I used to save. There's no doubt. Like I had some policies. I used to do some FDs and all, and some PPF and all. Then what he meant to me at that time, he said is, are you prepared for your retirement? And you need to look at it from that perspective. I said, no. I was like, when he said net worth only, I was like little confused. I said, no, I don't have anything like that, not planned. He said, no, so you need to think about this part. And he said, how will you spend your time? So I said, Arjun, so much I'm spending 12, 14 hours working. I said, and I would love to work for an NGO. And I'm a helper by personality. I said, I'd love to help and work in NGOs after I retire. Bas ho gaya, bahut ho gaya, I said. He said, hello, Maria, your salary check will stop. But your expenses will go on. So how will you manage? That was another blow. I said, yeah, my God, I've not thought about it like that. And that put me on a path of discovering how I'm going to plan for my retirement, and my journey started.
Right.
So I said, now what to do? So immediately I went to a colleague of mine, and he said, I said, this finances are there. He said, no, you need to work a little more. We'll work a strategy. And then he asked me questions like, how much, can you save? How much can you invest? All that. He took me through financial planning. And I started that. Very happy. And the journey continued. And then I had a housing loan. I completed that. So all that, was taken into consideration while strategizing my financial planning. The next was to do, so 3 to 4 years, I was focused on that. Then 2 years before I could retire, I realized now, how will I spend my time? The one thing I noticed was people came to me with their problems. But I didn't have a solution to their problems. But I realized in my listening, they found their solutions to their problems.
Absolutely.
And coincidentally, around that time, one of my managers said, Maria, I want to put all our sales executives together and get them coaches to help them grow personally and professionally. I said, wow, that's a good idea. We always think very professional, company do well, but we never think about personally. And I said, that's such a thought by this manager. And I decided, yes, I did all the work. I did the grouping. I got them allocated to the manager and all that. And I said, okay. Then I realized that I don't know how to coach people. There's a professionally way of coaching people, the steps and things like that. And that's when I was going through Facebook and I saw Arfin Khan Academy's coaching program, went for the preview, and this is exactly what I wanted to do. And I kind of got myself registered. And I said, wow, I'm here in the organization for the next 2 years. Let me, make use of my coaching skills.
Yes.
So I had an opportunity and I was very happy. So whilst doing that and closer to the time that I could retire, I had a colleague who was retiring, and I was told to help, as an HR, we're supposed to help them with putting everything in order, their, PF, this, that. And she had 3 months. I was told to go and meet her. So when I met her, she looked very surprised when I started with my discussion. She said, are you sure? I said, yes. She said, and twice she asked me this question. Go to see. That's when I realized she was not aware that she was retiring. And I told her, look, I'm 101% sure because I am retiring in the next 1.5 years. So then she said, okay. Then immediately as a coach, I, was able to help her and professionally and personally get everything done for her. And I was so happy that here was an opportunity for me to do something. And I realized later on that a lot of people do financial planning for their retirement, which is very good because whatever you do after you retire, you need money.
Yes.
But not anybody thinks about how they're going to spend their time.
Yeah.
And I embarked on a journey of starting this retirement lifestyle program and becoming a coach.
Yeah.
So this is where this thing happened. And
Yeah.
while I was still into my retirement planning phase, I had an opportunity to author a book because my coach, Arfin Khan, said, Maria, you have an inspiring story. Why don't you write a book? The first thing I said, me writing a book? No, no, no. My English is not good. It's average. So I took his words and I said, okay, let me listen to what he has said. And I decided to give myself 2 years to write the book. And another coach colleague of mine also helped me. He said, Maria, why don't you imagine what you want your launch to be like? I said, yeah. And I wrote everything about the launch. And then the lockdown started. I decided to, I decided to write the travel time that I was having. I decided to use the travel time every morning and, write every day 1 hour. And you won't be surprised. I surprised myself. I wrote the book in 10 months.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Amazing.
So I did that. And editing was the big thing. Friends helped me to edit.
Yes.
The publishing part, I was zero. So I had somebody from Notion Press help me. Everything happened to the T. And my book launch didn't happen offline. It happened online.
Very, very contrary to what you had imagined, actually.
Yeah, I was shocked because it was a global launch on YouTube. And guess who better than my neighbor, who is a final year student? His name is Les. He and his family were there because it was lockdown, and I launched my book. I still can't imagine till today. And then the book got launched and I got retired, finished everything, handing over. Yeah, it was very sad, but because I miss my friends, hundreds of them. And I decided to take a little break, visited my daughter because I had not met her for 3 years, came to London. And during that time also, I was learning something or the other. I was zero in Instagram. So I learned how to work on Instagram and do
the
things.
social media, yes. The greatest learning we have to do is on social media. That's so wonderful, Maria. You really relaunch yourself after this because you decided to be a retirement coach. Where women here who are free now because they are finished their careers and they probably their children have started on their careers and they are also free. So it is not about retirement from the career, but also retirement from your own responsibilities as a homemaker. Probably you now have a like your daughter-in-law who is being able to take care, and probably the children are taking care of themselves. So you are not required 24/7 in the house as it was before. So it is also kind of a retirement from your job as a homemaker, which hardly people think as a job, but it is a full-time job, greater than any other job because it is 24/7. You have to be present there. At least there you have a finish at one time, but here you are 24/7 present. So this is a job where you are a little retired. So I'm telling this because women here can also approach her even if they are not from corporate and they have retired and they'll think that we cannot approach Maria for anything. You can also approach her even if you have been a homemaker. She will help you to plan your retirement post that also because you still cannot find that how should you spend your time now because your time was occupied by your children, probably by so many other things, and now suddenly you feel that vacuum, that emptiness syndrome sets in and you feel a vacuum that what do I do with my time? Finances, probably your husband or your children are facing managing because you have not indulged in that. That is also one thing good about it. That's okay. But especially the time management also, that what do you do with the time, the 24
Yes.
hours, probably that 8, 9 hours that you have now, how do you productively engage yourself in those time? Otherwise, you start to deteriorate your physical, your mental, every health. So very quickly, I come back to Maria and I'm asking her that post her retirement as a professional, she has started this. So very quickly, how are you taking this forward? Like, how are you taking this, your coaching business now or coaching career forward?
Okay, so so just now I have launched my own program, and I have my workshops, I have my mastermind. So in that, I've had both men and women who are not able to decide how to go about spending their time. And uh, as a way of contributing both to themselves, to their family and society, I do a workshop and a 4 weeks mastermind, so that they are handheld in chalking out their own programs, what they want to do. And we have a mastermind. And I remember doing one first mastermind where they wanted to write a book, because I was launching my co-authoring book. And one of my colleagues from Malaysia, she was a participant in my program. She said, Agrija, she said, why don't we all write a chapter instead of writing a whole book and feeling overwhelmed? At least that way we will have something. And we decided to go on a journey of writing a book on how we as women empower ourselves, our neighbors, our families, and others. And this co-authored book with 19 co-authors across the globe happened. It got launched, and that was an amazing opportunity from this mastermind. Also, a place where you can learn from each other. Somebody was very good in technology, so she trained us in Canva, Facebook, Instagram, because today our children, grandchildren, may ask us, we shouldn't be not knowing anything.
Correct.
Also, there are opportunities where, corporates will invite you if you are coming with 20, 30 years of experience, and if you have something within you that you have earned as a skill, you can use that and earn money out of it. Yes. So that way you are busy for yourself, and you don't feel as though people are throwing you around just because you are retired. So spending your time is very, very important. And one of the ways I contribute to the society is, for example, there was somebody who was a widow and was very keen in doing this program. I mean, my way of saying, showing gratitude was to get her to do this program. And she was also, part of our co-authoring journey. So that was my way of giving it. Or if some NGO invites me, I can go and contribute there. So that's, we're earning some money and also contributing to society in whatever we are good at. Yeah,
absolutely.
And there will be opportunities, Monica, that we will get. For example, I had an opportunity to walk the ramp. I said, me walking the ramp? I've never done it in my life. I did one for the international designer Rohit Verma. And then after that, I got 2 invites to walk for a cause, social cause. And I did it freely. And I said, my God, my mindset of something that I can't do to something that I did was like, I mean, so now I try anything that makes me happy. And I don't say no, I learn. Even a couple of days back, somebody said, you can do the thumbnail for the video. I said, no, I don't know. She said, don't worry, on the call, we'll show you how to do it.
Actually, superb,
So
Maria.
these are my pauses, after the official corporate life.
Yes, amazing. So the learning journey never ends. That is what Maria says. And she also says that you can do anything, even walking a ramp. Today, I can see that most of those people, because the other day I also went ahead and told somebody, a jewelry brand who was showcasing that you are taking girls, okay? But
Hmm.
who is paying the money for those? It is the parents. It is us, the
Yeah.
mothers. So instead of having those as models, you should have the mothers as models because they are your client. Their prime clients are your mothers.
Yeah.
If you have to really woo them, you should have models who are our age. So she said, yes, 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 this is a good idea. So, yes, any age we can do anything. We should never say no to the life. To life, we should say yes. I always believe that we should say yes to life always. So, one last one line message for the viewers so that they are recharged and they can relaunch themselves.
One last line. Okay. I would say, from my perspective, embrace change,
Hmm.
inspire others, a
Hmm.
life of resilience, purpose, and global impact.
Hmm. Amazing. Global impact is what I'm catching it. Yes, because really the world needs people with the experience to really impact because the youngsters are doing so much. They are doing what?
Yes.
But they also see we have to lead by example. We cannot be saying them, we have to lead by example. And that is where each one of you is so, so important. So thank you so much, Maria. It was such an amazing journey with you, I must say. This was like a journey. Your whole life came out in front of my eyes. It was really beautiful. You are
Thank
an
you.
amazing woman who is so powerful inside. So, women out there, if you have really resonated with anything with Maria, you can reach out to me and you can be the next guest here on the Pause Talk. You can share your story, you can inspire somebody in your family, and you can also be a contributive person, as Maria says, and give a global impact. So, thank you, Maria. It was lovely having you here on the talk show. Namaste.
My pleasure, Monica. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.